Thanks for tuning into this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Damon Bruce. Wednesday in the NBA. It'll be LeBron James and the Miami Heat facing off against Kobe Bryant and the
It's home to Tinseltown and the Lakers, Los Angeles, California, as we bring you an interconference rivalry here at the Staples Center. The NBA on 2K Sports, that is the place you want to be, and we're happy to have you with us on our broadcast today. All right, presented by State Farm, let's take a look at the Miami starting five. Wade and LeBron are the wingmen. Chris Bosh is out there with Joel Anthony, and it's Chalmers in at the guard position. And for the Lakers, Fisher and Kobe man the backcourt. Powell and Bynum filling up the middle. And it's Artest in at the three.
Well, you could see last season with the big three that early on offensively they couldn't quite figure it out. But as the season went on, they got more and more comfortable with each other. And I thought by the end of the year, they played pretty well together.
And so the tip-off, it's Miami. And Chalmers kicks to Wade. Bosh, the screen. Wade dishes to Chalmers. Clock at 6. Back to Wade with 1 on the clock. That's good, and so Chalmers with the assist. Wade's got his team on the board to start the game for the Heat. And you're right, Steve, about what you said in regard to the Heat. You know, anytime you bring new guys together, there is a feeling out period. But, Clark, obviously this was an extreme case.
Yeah, I agree with both of you there. I mean, it just takes a lot of time and massaging when you have that much star power coming together for guys to figure out their roles and then accept their roles and excel in them. That's a three-pronged process.
A lot.
Yep.
A lot to deal with. Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Mike Brown. And what'd you find out, guys?
Kevin, they are well aware of the potent offense they'll be facing off against in this game. He said communication on defense and rotating well are two of the biggest keys to their success. He feels that if they can contest shots, they'll fare better than other teams have against this opponent. Guys?
Thanks, Doris. Well, Clark, that's a potent offense they're up against right now, and they know it.
You know, I wouldn't doubt that we see them make a few adjustments on the move over the course of the game, in the flow, making changes.
Well, they're going to have to make some adjustments as the game goes along. This team is too dynamic offensively to deal with by playing one style. So the schemes, I think, will change according to how the game's going.
And here's Fisher. And stolen by Chalmers.
So a couple of poor possessions now in a row consecutively. Both times turnover. That's not productive basketball. That's not winning basketball.
No, and Clark, you know, you start stringing errors back-to-back together, you lose all momentum in this game.
Now here's LeBron. Beyond the arc. And it's Chalmers, that time on the assist by LeBron. Chalmers has got his first 3 points of the game. The Lakers off to a slow start. 6-point game.
And when LeBron joined the Heat last year, guys, I think he really wanted to play with a scorer. You know, LeBron's more of a playmaker, a guy who creates offense for others. And I think he pictured himself teaming up with Wade to be the backcourt of the future. Beautiful dish there and a superb finish.
Now Wade. He's got 5. Bosh, a screen on Artest. Gasol with the steal.
And I like the aggressiveness defensively, forcing that mistake.
Fisher against LeBron. Fisher, the pass to Gasol. Right up. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Going back to what Steve said about LeBron and Wade, Clark, it got a little contentious there, it seemed at times.
Well, you had to expect that to happen, Kevin. I mean, again, two outstanding players, two brilliant players trying to figure out how to play together. The fact is that LeBron, by his nature, is comfortable deferring. He loves to set other people up, and he's comfortable also taking over when needed. So I think the fact that it took a little while is overblown because that was to be expected. It's not something that was going to come together quickly and at a high level.
Both can be unselfish.
Exactly, and Wade can attack, and LeBron is fine watching him do that.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
Now, Mike Brown taking over as coach of the Lakers this season, I think it's a good fit. He knows what it's like to coach a star because he had LeBron in Cleveland, played in a lot of big games. No doubt he'll be under the spotlight in L.A. with the Lakers.
And the Lakers with some changes. Lamar Odom is checked in for Bynum, and Matt Barnes is subbed in for Ron Artest. And then for Miami, Haslam comes in for Joel Anthony, and Mike Miller subbed in for Chris Bosh. Here's Fisher. Pass to Gasol. Defended by Chalmers. Tipped. The Heat leading by 4. Wade outside. Just 5 to shoot. The high post shot. And LeBron with the basket, the assist by Wade.
And a great start offensively.
Yeah, they've come out strong. I mean, really scoring and playing with confidence.
Backing down is Bryant. Banked in off the glass.
Excellent execution of the plan there.
30 seconds left here in the first quarter. Fisher against Chalmers. LeBron against Odom. Out to Miller. Picked up by Kobe. 6 to shoot. Easy shot. Again, the Heat good for 2. Here's Kobe. With 2 seconds left, and there's another one for the Lakers.
Good things happen when he's working like that, fellas.
James. The shot is off. Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. Heat out front, up 4.
Yeah, this team played an excellent first quarter offensively, moving the ball and getting a good flow to their offense. That's why you see those big assist totals.
Yeah, very timely passing for them, Steve, and that's why they've been able to jump out to this lead.
More great action when we return. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. Here's Blake. So with Wade on the bench, this is who Eric Spoelstra has on the floor. Bosh and LeBron both on the floor. Mike Miller is out there with House, and it's Haslam in at the power forward position. And a chance here to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Kevin, Pau Gasol grew up in the diverse, artistic town of Barcelona. Focus on basketball of his teammate Kobe Bryant. Gasol said, "I don't like to be in a little box or in a bigger box. I just like to be open." Interesting stuff, guys.
Thank you, Doris.
Are still very dangerous, and Gasol is a big reason why.
4 on the clock. From deep three-point range, Gasol kicks it to Odom. Miller. Here's Wade. 5 points in the game.
That was interesting. Once again, late last season for the Lakers, they slumped to close out the regular season. It seems to be a pattern. You know, it's almost like they get bored before they actually get into the postseason.
And Artest over to help. Shot clock at 5. Wade double team. And Haslam kicks to Wade. Good on the three-point shot. Wade's got 8 points. And, you know, Steve, for the Lakers, Lamar Odom said himself their sluggish finishes in the second half were partly born of overconfidence, of ego. I don't know much credence you put in that, Clark. I mean, what do you think?
You know what? I think there is a tendency, a human tendency, to become complacent, to become full, and you can lose some of your edge. I don't think it's a lack of humility and respect. I think it's just the nature of being somewhat satisfied. And when you're in this league, because people are coming after you a lot harder when you've got what they want in terms of championships, and especially as you age, I think it gets harder sometimes to fight off that resistance and to flip the switch if you find yourself in a little bit of a rut.
Timeout called the Lakers.
Yeah, he doesn't really like what he's seeing, and they're going to try to hash it out here.
And some changes here for the Lakers. Kobe comes in for Shannon Brown. And Derek Fisher is subbed in for Steve Blake. The Heat also changing it up. LeBron, he's checked in for Bosh. Miller comes in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Chalmers in for Eddie House. Here's Fisher. The feed now to Odom. Covered by Anthony. 6 on the shot clock. Shot to stop the run. Odom's shot. Good.
I like the way they're working the ball inside, because when you do that, you get higher percentage shots, and typically good things happen. Well, I tell you, I mean, you have Powell and Kobe on the Lakers, but when you talk about the pop culture, notoriety, that probably belongs to Lamar Odom, #1 in that category because of his reality TV presence. He's added an additional Hollywood flair to his role on the roster.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Hi, Kevin. Well, one of the things that was key to the Miami Heat's success was Coach Eric Spoelstra showing his level-headedness throughout the turbulent season last season. His calm demeanor helped in what was a season under the microscope. Dwayne Wade said of Spo, "One thing I always said about Coach Spo is he's even. He's even keel. He never gets too high or too low." And that is what helps this team win games, guys.
Thank you, Doris. A lot of coaches wouldn't have been able to deal with the season the Heat had last year.
Yeah, a lot of ups and downs, and even in that finals matchup against Dallas, Spoelstra kept his cool.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. Well, Clark, back to Odom. I don't like talking about this stuff. It only seems natural,
I know
of
it's
course.
tough. I know it's tough.
You know, it seems natural, though, to have, I guess, what, a Laker in Los Angeles be on a reality TV show for some reason. But the second choice, if it wasn't Lamar, would have been Steve Kerr. Right, Steve?
Kevin, I think the story of my life and my daily existence would be fascinating for viewers. I think we'd see probably a viewership of at least 11, maybe 12 people, all family members.
And some changes here for the Lakers. Pau Gasol's checked in for Bynum. Barnes comes in for Lamar Odom. And it's Brown in for Ron Artest. And then for Miami, Chris Bosh is checked in for Joel Anthony. Wade comes in for LeBron. Eddie House subbed in for Udonis Haslem. .121 left in the first half of the game. Goes for the alley-oop. Chalmers against Fisher. Chalmers dishes to Wade. Goes up, and easy 2 points on the layup. Wade's got 5 points now in the quarter.
This has been an offensive explosion, guys. They are on fire.
How about a volcanic eruption, a flash fire? And defensively, I mean, your guess is as good as mine. They just hope that they cool off at some point.
Now here's Gasol, and the shot is good. Gasol's got his second basket of the night.
I can imagine they're going to hear an earful about this next stop. I mean, that's 3 straight field goals given up right in the middle of the lane. Inexcusable.
Well, defense starts at the rim. I mean, you want teams shooting the ball from the outside, and that's not happening. They're just giving up everything inside.
He is truly a special offensive talent, and he's always going to cash in on those kind of chances.
Fisher with the ball. Defended by Chalmers. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From the arc. And that one's good. Barnes. Barnes has got 6. Here's Wade. 10 points for him. Shoots over Kobe, and again it's Dwayne Wade. And the Heat lead by 8.
And I think defensively, you've got to commit a second defender because he's just destroying you right now.
Yeah, one-on-one, he's been a handful.
The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Live from the Staples Center, you're watching 2K Sports.
Thank you so much for spending your Wednesday with us. I'm Damon Bruce. Now for the HP Halftime Report. Miami up on top against the Lakers. Just a once-in-a-season shooting performance we're seeing from them. They're wearing out the twine. D-Wade was phenomenal in the first half. The bucket looks about fine.
He's shown.
Well, he's always compared to Jordan. I mean, why wouldn't that just be a natural feeling anyway? You can't fault him for it.
No,
certainly.
not at all. Not at all.
Timeout called, the Heat.
Kobe Bryant now in his 16th season in what has been one of the great careers in NBA history. He's battling age now, but still a very, very productive player.
Here's LeBron. 8 points for him. LeBron is screen on Kobe. The dish to Chalmers. 6 to shoot. LeBron kicks to Bosh. Over to Saul. And LeBron gets it to go with the assist by Bosh. 10 points for LeBron. 1:29 left to play in the third.
Well, you know, a recent stat said that in the last 15 years, the Lakers are on average the best offense in the NBA. But in crunch time, ironically, they fall to around 12th best offensively. Not nearly as effective.
Straight up. Artest. Good.
That's where you like to get shots, inside and close to the hoop.
Now, here's Chalmers. Guarded by Blake. LeBron against Bynum. LeBron passes to Bosh. Over Bynum, and Bosh gets it to go on the assist by LeBron. LeBron's now got 3 assists tonight. But going back to the Lakers and their letdown as far as crunch time offense goes. Good point by you. Steve, you take it now. Why do you think that's so?
Well, I think Kobe's not the player that he once was, Kevin. I mean, he's not as athletic. He's not as capable as he used to be getting shots off against any type of defense. And I think the rest of the guys maybe lost a little confidence in themselves as a result.
Now here's Bosh, following the miss by Kobe Bryant. And it's good. 6 points for Chris Bosh. Outside, Kobe. It's stolen by Wade.
I think he baited him on that pass. Very savvy defense. They can do no wrong offensively.
Everything's dropping, guys, and that confidence, it gets infectious and contagious.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Dwayne Wade really has his fingerprints all over this one.
Well, it's the concentration defensively, the anticipation, the quick hands. He's really been a force, a disruptive player today.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it, disruptive, and he really forces you to pay attention to him at all times. You can't be looking around and not protecting the ball when he's around.
More from Los Angeles after this. Now as we get going here in the fourth, let's send it over to Doris Burke for our Sprite Spark.
And Kevin, for that great stretch the Heat put together, they get the Sprite Spark Award. Their advantage was built through their defense, namely that great second quarter when nothing got by them. They parlayed that great run into the lead they now have. Can they keep it? We'll see.
Okay, Doris, thank you. And that run, Clark, really changed the complexion of this game.
Yeah, it sure did. I thought it stirred something up in them that got them on a good run.
Yeah, got the ball rolling for them, and they were able to keep it going from there, guys.
And for Miami, looking who they've got out there. Bosch and LeBron both on the floor. House is out there with Dwayne Wade. And it's Haslam in at the four-man position. And here's Fisher. He dishes it to Brown. Wade is covering. Brown dishes to Bynum. And it's the devastating one-handed jam.
Boy, looking at that play, I think he had to be a little confused right there. The defender had no idea what was happening.
Well, you know, Clark, I don't think it looked like there was great communication on the floor.
Boy, excellent vision. Sharing the pumpkin leads to another basket.
And you look at that differential, guys, the points off assists are definitely in their favor.
Timeout called the Lakers.
Well, the West has long been considered the stronger of the two conferences in the NBA, but Miami, with its revamped roster, really had no problem beating Western Conference foes last year.
And the Lakers with some changes. Theo Ratliff, he's just checked in for Bynum. And it's Odom in for Pau Gasol. Mike Miller's checked in for the Heat. Odom. He's against Miller. He gathers. Odom's shot. Good. Here's Chalmers. Backing down is LeBron. No good. And the Lakers go with it the other way. Now here's Odom. He's picked up by LeBron. LeBron against Odom. Clock at 6. Here's Ratliff. Over Haslam. No good from Ratliff.
Now you had a defender draped all over him. Not really the best shot there.
Well, not the shot you hope for when it's well contested like that.
And Chalmers kicks to Haslam. LeBron James on the wing. Kicks to Haslam. The Heat need to get a shot off. 18 feet away, and it's Chalmers that time on the assist by Haslam.
Good team play there. You move the ball until you find the right shot for the right person.
They're a well-oiled machine, Steve. Working extremely well as a cohesive unit. Every pass delivered on time and on target. A lot of ball movement and player movement. It's a thing of beauty.
Now Chalmers. Odom against LeBron. Guarded now by Lamar Odom. Haslam, the pass to LeBron. LeBron with another miss. Lakers trail by 16. And Fisher kicks it to Odom. He's guarded by Haslam. Here's Barnes. Drops it in from 12 feet.
That's exactly what they wanted to do. You'd like to see that every time down the floor.
And the Heat call time here. They're in front by 14. 1:25 left in the fourth quarter of this one. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Eric Spoelstra address his team. He laid one thing out there for them, saying, now is the time to eliminate any chance of a mistake. We've got a good lead. Don't take any unnecessary risks or commit a silly foul. Smart basketball from here on out.
Wade kicks to LeBron. Haslam. Chalmers with it. And here is LeBron. And that comes off the assist by Mario Chalmers. 12 points for LeBron. Kobe against Wade.
Straight out of bounds on what looked like a really simple connection.
And the Heat going with the whole new group on the floor. There's a minute left in the fourth quarter. Here is House. He passes to Ilgauskas. He's guarded by Bynum. 6 on the shot clock. They grab their own miss. Outside, House. And good on the basket. Book it. And the Heat lead by 19. There's 38 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Takes a shot at the elbow. Odom's shot. Good. Here's Miller. Here is House. Now here's Jones. 6 to shoot. Over Fisher. And that one's good. House.
And that ought to do it. That should seal the deal.
Yep, I agree. Closing it out with relish.
Now Fisher. Three-pointer. Count it. And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you ask?
Thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll see you next time. And now, our Jordan Player of the Game, Dwayne Wade.